Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is another day where I have to apologize to you all for doing a terrible job on my vlog. The boys and I left my mom's house on Saturday and made the 2-day journey back up north, and I was really excited to bring everybody along on that. There was lots of beautiful scenery, lots of hotel time, lots of fun that we got up to, but unfortunately, if any of you have 2 kids and have tried to wrangle them into a vehicle before with all of their stuff, plus all of their Christmas stuff, you know that this just was not happening. So I did film a couple clips, not a lot, it wasn't great, but I'm gonna do my best to bring you along on that journey anyhow. I had hoped to do a long intro for today's vlog, just explaining that we are headed back north. Not somewhere I really wanna be and not somewhere I wanna do the drive to, but if you've ever tried to wrangle 2 kids into the car and get them ready in the morning, you know having the phone out was just an added thing and we would have never hit the road if I did that, so I apologize. So we woke up on Saturday morning at my mom's, had a very quick breakfast, and I tried really hard to get both of them ready to go in the morning so we could hit those roads early. We didn't get out as early as I would have liked. The roads were terrible. It took us a lot longer to get to where we were going than I had expected. Fortunately, there was time for us to stop at our favorite taco stand. We are here to try the viral cantaloupe salsa. I'm not sure if they're going to have any available for us today, but let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, you guys, we're back at our favorite taco place on our drive back home to the north. They haven't gotten their burritos yet, but they will.
So hungry, so hangry.
I should have had a bigger breakfast. Okay, so this is the salsa bar where I've heard that the viral cantaloupe salsa is kept at. I had a really hard time filming this. While the boys were creating a diversion at the front counter, I was able to sneak away and spot where the viral cantaloupe salsa was being kept. To avoid detection, I snuck in behind the boys as they brought the food to our table. Pineapple salsa, cantaloupe salsa, watermelon salsa. No salsa. At this point, I was pretty sure that they didn't want us filming this, but I just had to show you guys how good this cantaloupe salsa was. Whoever came up with it deserves their viral success. Oh, I finished way faster than you fools. What's taking so long? What's the holdup?
I don't know.
Fascinating. No salsa for your chips? That's crazy talk. You're basic. And after tacos, we were back on the road. The roads were slippery, they were icy. There was even a fatality a few hours before we drove through one area, so that was not good to learn about. We made it to the hotel just as it was getting dark. Think? You were wrong. I was right.
Sure.
You're welcome. Should we just live here now? Because there's yogurt and fizzy water? Well, as I was winding down here reading the news on my phone, I'm kind of leaning over and I can just feel something right about here. And I look up and the youngest has climbed from his side of the room in his bed over the gap and is standing on my bed with his butt in my face and lets out a very disgusting little kid fart. So I guess that's how my night's going. The next morning we got up kind of early, not as early as I would have liked, and I thought this would be another great thing for us to vlog. Just us in the morning, the routine, getting everybody ready, packed up, but same thing. Trying to get that all done with 2 kids is just too much. There was no way that I was going to be able to hold a camera and make it coherent and just not end up taking way longer to get out of there. We got everything packed up. We got downstairs to the restaurant. We had another Denny's where the eldest had a huge gut blaster of a breakfast. How's everybody's breakfast?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Delicioso.
What'd you have for breakfast?
A bigger burger.
A breakfast burger? Mm-hmm. I love that. Grand Slam?
A lumberjack slam.
Of course. All right, you guys. Breakfast was delicious, and we are just gonna go pack up and get ready to hit the road and brave these snowy, slippery roads. Ooh, good timing. Everyone get the hell out. Looks great in here, everyone.
Thank you. I cleaned it myself.
Perfect. All right, it's looking much more packed in here. Oh, there's stuff on top of the deck. Oh, it's mine. All right, able to grab yours? Go for it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. So during our stay, as I had mentioned before, I had one of my buddies at the house, and thank goodness I did, because while we were gone, it snowed about 4 feet. Thank goodness he was able to get out there on the tractor a few times, keep that driveway clear for us, and make sure that the water truck was able to come in. I've got some clips that he sent me of him clearing the driveway. I am very grateful to have somebody here for that, because that would have been an absolute nightmare to come home after 2 weeks to 4 feet of snow in the driveway. We wouldn't have been able to get in. It was minus 35 when we got home. It just would have been terrible. So I'm glad that that worked out. Fortunately, he grew up on a farm, so using a tractor is nothing new to him, and he's able to do a really good job of it. While we were having breakfast at Denny's, I got a text from him. He said, "Wow, it is really cold in the house. It's minus 38 outside this morning, but it's 8 degrees in here and the furnace isn't kicking in." So I'm sure you guys can imagine my horror when I'm 6 hours away and it's in the low minus 30s and I find out that there's no heat in the house. For some of you who might live in the States where having heat is really just a comfort thing, up here the pipes will burst and your house will flood. So this was really not great news to get. Thankfully, he did some troubleshooting and realized it was just the thermostat that was broken. But of course, it can never just be that easy, especially when you're out of town several hours away. The thermostat that we need for this heat is just like one of those old mercury switch style ones. They don't make them with mercury anymore, but they do make them in the springs, and it was the spring that had gone. But guess what? He couldn't find anywhere in town. Just a normal thermostat. All the thermostats available up here are LCD programmable Wi-Fi ones. And as great as those are, that does not really work when you're on a dual heat system, because I cannot have that electric heat kick on when the wood is burning. Otherwise, we're gonna run into problems. All right, you guys, so we have to make a quick stop at Canadian Tire here because my friend who's been watching the house, God bless him, I'm glad he's been there, told me this morning the thermostat died. So we gotta run and get a quick thermostat here so that when we get home, the house won't be minus 30. Okay, I found this guy. It's not exactly what I needed, but in a pinch, hopefully it will do. Okay, let's get on this road. Thank goodness somebody was at the house to tell me that I needed this, because if I was away for 2 weeks and the house was minus 35 with no heat on, we would have been in trouble. Even if it was just for today, those pipes probably would have frozen up. Back into the truck, the boys and I left that town. We left a lot later than I wanted to. I was actually honestly a little bit stressed out about how long this drive was going to take. And I will say, for the 500-kilometer drive home, 400 kilometers of that on a provincial highway was in four-wheel drive, because those highways were terrible. We saw so many vehicles in the ditch. There were so many collisions. I was really happy that we had nice weather. Some of it I'm going to try to show here because the youngest was able to grab my phone for some of the more picturesque spots, and this is what we were driving through. Sometimes it was really bad with blowing snow and fog. Other times it was actually quite nice, and as we got closer and closer to home, the sun was going down the mountains, which was really nice to see. Ooh, look how good this driveway looks.
His car's started.
Or is he about to leave because he knows you're going to be here?
That's what I was gonna say.
We got home. The house was actually cold, but the heat was kicking in. We were able to put that new thermostat on. It looks terrible. It's not going to be our forever solution, but for right now, I'm just happy that we've got some heat in the house. After dinner, I went outside and realized, and thankfully, because we have water coming today, that I need to shovel around behind the shed, because my friend, who did a great job of shoveling off the decks and using the tractor on the driveways, did not realize that that water access for the water truck is around behind the shed. If you've seen in my previous video where I fill the water tank, it's quite a bit of shoveling. So this hadn't been done since we left, so I had about 4 feet of snow to shovel all the way around back there after dinner. So that was very exhausting, but I'm glad I noticed it so that it wasn't going to be a problem for the water truck guys. After getting that done, it was bedtime for everyone, and of course the youngest had to be difficult, and he decided that 2 minutes before bedtime was a really good time for him to take apart one of his toys and of course lose one of the very small pieces in the carpet. So he stayed up much later trying to find that, unsuccessfully. Then of course, just to be difficult, he took forever in the washroom before bed, and I ended up getting to bed an hour late because he was in bed an hour late, and I can't go to bed until he's in bed. All night, I was glad to hear that the furnace was kicking on, but with that new thermostat, it was kicking on and off every 2 minutes, and that, I don't know if it's because it was just not a normal noise or if I was a little bit stressed out about the possibility of having no heat in the house, but I didn't get any sleep last night. So that was not very much fun. And this morning when I woke up, I still had my alarm set to the time zone we were in on the weekend, which is not the time zone we're in now. So when I got out of bed, I came downstairs and the eldest was already ready to go for school, God bless him. And he was at the door, ready to get on the bus, and he let me know that the youngest was still in bed. Not his fault, it's not his responsibility to get the youngest one up, that's on me. So the eldest went off to school and I woke up the youngest and I had to take him to school in the morning, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, except today is my first day back to work after adoption leave. And the youngest school is 50 kilometers in the opposite direction of my work. So this meant I got to work really, really late this morning. So now that I'm at home, the kids are home, the fire started, the house is warming up, and I'm gonna make dinner here quickly. We're gonna do a meatless Monday, which is not a thing we usually do, but I just needed a quick dinner to make tonight. I didn't feel like cooking meat, and it's Monday, so it's now a meatless Monday. If you're still here, stick around. I will show you how I'm gonna make a recipe I stole from Jamie Oliver for a cauliflower curry. Okay, you guys, so we're gonna get this dinner going. This is great because it's really simple to prepare, doesn't take very much time at all, and it reheats great. This in the microwave will make your home or your office smell amazing. Step one, we gotta cut up some cauliflower. Okay, now that we've got these into some bite-sized pieces, they are gonna go into the pan with a little bit of butter. A cast iron skillet would be better for getting these charred up a little bit, but I just feel like doing a one-pot meal tonight. I have skipped putting them in the pot at first before and then just boiling them up with the sauce, and it works out just fine. I have no idea where my tripod is, so this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge to film. Step two, let's get this rice going. The secret to this meal, in my opinion, is you gotta put half a lemon in the rice. And I grew this lemon at my mom's house from a tree I planted from seed about 20 years ago, and I now finally have something I can use in this meal. 20 years later, 1 lemon. Oh, you guys, this lemon smells so good. Would you believe that this was grown in the cold? This thing's been growing on the tree for about 3 years now. That means I've been watching this lemon grow longer than I've been watching the kids grow. I'm excited to share it with them tonight. Next step is the spices. We are gonna put in some turmeric, curry powder, fenugreek seeds, mustard seeds, and a healthy dose of chopped garlic and chopped ginger. I grew this garlic in the garden this summer. Look at the size of that clove. It is beautiful. So we're just gonna take half this lemon, we're gonna stick it right in that boiling water with the rice, get it about half submerged. Lid goes on, and down goes the heat, just like cooking rice normally. This already smells amazing. Just that chopped garlic, chopped ginger, and some green onion in there is great. This recipe also calls for a handful of chopped cilantro or parsley stalks, which honestly really makes this meal, but the boys say that cilantro and parsley taste like soap. So I'm not gonna put it in theirs, but I'll leave it in mine. Normally I would cook it up with the spices, but since I can't put it in there right now, I'm just gonna put mine in afterwards. I am dry roasting that mustard seed, fenugreek seed, pepper, turmeric, and curry powder in a pan for a couple minutes on low, maybe a 3.5 or a 4. It smells great. I'm going to add some butter and some olive oil, and then I'm gonna fry up all of that onion, ginger, and garlic in with the spices for a few minutes. The butter is in with the spices. I like to keep it below 4 when I put the garlic in so the garlic doesn't burn. But any of you proper chefs out there who know differently, please let me know in the comments below. All right, so that is already starting to smell amazing, and I'm gonna throw that cauliflower that we had right back in the pan. You could just cut up fresh cauliflower and put it in now. Sometimes searing it does make it taste a bit better, but I would not recommend using a frozen cauliflower for it. It's just too limp and it misses out on that crunch. The cauliflower is gonna get tossed around in here and coated in all those spices, and then the wet ingredients are gonna go in. The wet ingredients couldn't be easier. Chickpeas, pineapple tidbits, coconut milk. All you have to do is drain the chickpeas, the rest of it goes right in there. The can of pineapple goes in, juice and all, and it is gonna stop the garlic from frying. Now that I've got some liquid in the bottom of the pan, I can turn that back up to around a 6, get it boiling. I'm gonna put the other 2 cans in, and then we're just gonna let it cook for 5 or 10 minutes until we feel like that cauliflower is softened where we want it. All right, that canned coconut is in there with the chickpeas. We'll give this guy a stir, and we are just gonna let that heat. You can put a lid on this if you want. It's not necessary, but you can. Keep in mind, this has turmeric in it, so anything that this touches is gonna stain. Don't wear your best white shirt. Don't do this over your white countertops. If you're like me, you could eat a whole can of coconut cream, no problem. it's probably not good for you, but I like to save a little bit for my coffee the next morning. This guy is bubbling away and the rice is done, and in a couple more minutes, I will be ready to serve this up for them. All right, so I haven't made this in probably 10 years. It's a little bit more watery than I would have liked. Maybe I shouldn't have added all that pineapple juice, but you know what? It's gonna be nice and sweet and it'll be really good. And if anybody hasn't put a lemon in their rice before, this is the greatest thing. This makes the meal. All right, once the lid is off, you can see that that lemon is nice and soft. We wanna grab some tongs, and then we are going to, this is really hard with no tripod and trying to pay attention to both things. We're gonna flip it over and we're gonna just give it a squeeze, and you can see all of the insides of that lemon coming out. We're gonna mix that in with the rice, and that's really gonna bring this meal to the next level. And if you've never barbecued a lemon, 10 out of 10 recommend. Cut it in half like this, juice side down, let it grill. It turns out so soft and delicious. Okay, can you come clean the table off, please, so we can put the plates on? He didn't respond, but he heard me. Just dishing out this rice, it smells so good and so fresh with that lemon in there. And there we go, you guys. 3 dishes, and I've got some leftovers. This reheats beautifully in the microwave. So in my opinion, this dish needs a little bit of salt, but I like to use soy sauce on it. It really brings out that flavor nicely. First impressions go, 10 out of 10. Oh, it's hot as hell. You're gonna burn your mouth.
Tastes like cauliflower.
Okay, that's what it is. Good, I achieved my goal. All right, what are our thoughts? 10 out of 10? Mm-hmm. Okay.